Welcome. I am Gloria Grace Rand, and today we're talking about Thank and Grow Rich. And we're actually also talking about embracing the power within. This is another in my live stream series that I've been doing this week. We are talking about how to make 2019, that is rapidly approaching, the best year of your life so far. And today, like I said, today's topic is Thank and Grow Rich. And it's the importance of having an attitude of gratitude to be able to use that to be able to really be successful in your life and in your business. So I'm just going to go over a little bit of housekeeping first before I dive into our topic. So I just wanted to let you know that this post is being shared in a couple of my pages, other pages and groups and whatnot. And so hopefully you are joining me live, and I want to be able to make sure wherever you are seeing it that I can see your comments. So the way to do this, the best way, is to actually do me a favor and use your, take your mouse and click on my face somewhere, and that's actually going to take you to the original broadcast page, which is actually my business page, Gloria Rand. So from that one, you'll be able to make any comments, and I will be able to see them with the wonders of Be Live TV, which is so great. And yeah, and that's how we'll be able to rock and roll about this. So let's get into it. I just want to respect your time that you're being here today and joining me. So again, I was talking about, so this is part of a series I've been doing the past few days, and I've been talking about owning your value. We've been talking about, what was the other thing? Yeah, how to unleash the flow of abundance in your life and business. So today I want to talk about really another way to be able to do that. And it is, I mean, I love the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, which I think is an awesome book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. And it talks about really about using, being intentional, being mindful about the thoughts that you put out there into the universe, because it really does make a difference. But one of the things, and I believe actually, yeah, Napoleon does mention this in the book, the importance about it. But I think, I don't know if this book has been written, but I like the title. I say it's really about It's about thanking and growing rich, because when you can express gratitude for the things that you have right in your life right now, even if life is not going swimmingly, or you're coming up against obstacles, still, if you're alive and breathing, that's something to be thankful for right there, right there. So it's important to keep that in mind. And I'm going to share a little story with you that happened to me just yesterday, which will drive home this point, I hope. At least that's my intention anyway. So I have been working on, I'm going to be having a workshop in January. And so I have someone who had been helping me. She's been doing a lot of the legwork and trying to find different hotels in the Orlando, Florida area where I live to find a good location. And so she had found one. I went and looked at the space. It looked great. And so she's been working the last couple of days to get the contract together. And so I finally received the contract last night. And it was not what I expected. Oh dear. There were a lot of things wrong with it. And so I was feeling very disheartened about it and disappointed and frankly a little frantic as well, because January is high season here in Florida, and a lot of these spaces are filling up quickly for the dates that I wanted. So I was upset for a little bit. But I checked this out right before I went to bed, and I knew I didn't want to go to bed feeling all bummed out, frankly. So I did actually post on Facebook and say, well, I guess it's back to the drawing board. I've got to find another location because I don't think this one's going to work out. The contract didn't work out. So but I also in the post said, you know what? I know I'm going to find a place. I know I'm going to find the perfect place next week. And that's what I went to bed thinking, that yes, I am going to find the perfect place. So it might not be there right now, but I am going to find it. And I, you know, basically said, thank you, God, for helping me. Thank you, God, for helping me find a place. And then this morning, my morning practice is to I read some of the course, I read a lesson in the Course of Miracles, I read my daily word, and then I write down 10 things that I'm grateful for in my gratitude journal, which I've mentioned on one of these live streams before this week. A gratitude journal is really important. I really highly recommend that you do this. It's an excellent practice, whether you do it first thing in the morning, or you do it at the end of the night, or maybe both, both times. But I went through and mentioned everything that I was grateful for. Like I had a nice, comfortable bed to sleep on last night, and that I've had somebody helping me find a location. So I haven't had to do all of that legwork myself, which does take a lot of time. So it was great that she had that. So the long and the short of it is that this morning I had a couple people who replied back to my Facebook post offering me suggestions and contacts that I can call to be able to see if there is availability for the 3 days that I want for this workshop. Someone texted me a message, also a friend of mine that I've met recently, and she gave me a lead as well. So I've got about, and not to mention last night I did my own legwork as well, looking, Googling and finding some hotels. So I've got about a half a dozen new leads, maybe even more, I think, about 7 maybe new leads to check on Monday, so that I know I am going to find a location for my event. I'm sure of it. And frankly, and this is actually something, it's not in Think and Grow Rich, but there's another book that I read. It's called The Science of Getting Rich. And it is, sugar. I can't think of the man's name at the moment, but it'll come to me later. Anyway, it's called The Science of Getting Rich. And in it, he talks about that sometimes, when things don't go our way, that it's okay, because that just means that something better is coming along. And to be grateful, for it. This is annoying me that I can't think of his name. Waddles. Wallace Waddles. Yes, I think that's his name, Wallace Waddles. And it's The Science of Getting Rich. So, so he talks about that sometimes. And this actually truly happens, because sometimes, I was disappointed when I was planning another event a couple years ago that I wasn't able to have it on the date I wanted it, but then, or in the venue, but then another venue came along that was much better. So I know that this is definitely going to be the case again for me this time around, that there is something better. And in fact, I believe it's Louise Hay would have an affirmation that said, all of this is happening for my highest good. Even the things that maybe are, a trial and tribulation for us at the moment, and something that isn't quite working out the way that we planned. But it is okay, because if we can hold that God has our back, the universe has our back, however you want to refer to that, your higher power, that as long as you let go of the needing to have everything be perfect right now, and you let God handle it and just trust in the outcome, that miracles do happen. And you get your prayers answered. They might not have been answered in the way you originally thought, but it turns out maybe to be so much better than you anticipated. So that's a little bit about why I believe that gratitude is so important in our lives. The other thing, why gratitude can really help you to be more successful in your relationships, in your business, in your life in general, is the fact that when you are grateful, you usually, I would say, you don't feel unhappy when you're grateful, do you? I don't think so. I know I don't. When I am really, and I'm not just saying, oh, great, yeah, I'm thankful for that. No, when I really dig in and say, oh, I am just so grateful for XYZ. I'm grateful that I have a cool camera that records my videos. I'm grateful for lights that I have in this office so that you can see me. I'm grateful that I have an office to be able to record videos in. So there's so much to be grateful for. And when you do that, when you really think about this and you give it a lot of attention and meaning, it raises your vibration in your body, and it puts out these positive energy into the universe that then there's the law of attraction. What you put out is what you attract. So if you are someone who is putting out that you are grateful for all the blessings in your life, you're going to get a lot of blessings in return. It's a law. It just is. It's a law. It's a law of cause and effect, or the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to happen, and it is going to make a huge difference in your life. Now, sometimes I know that really bad things happen to people, and say that you or a family member has comes down with a serious illness, like cancer or something like that. I know that happened to my sister a few years ago. And you think, okay, well, how in the blankety blank can I be grateful about that? Well, it's interesting because, yeah, in a moment, it probably is going to be difficult, and you're going to have to work at it. But I know in my sister's case, she may not have exactly been, well, I think she probably was grateful for it. It's what happened is she lived alone. She wasn't married, and she didn't have any kids. She was a massage therapist. And so when she lived in Arizona, so she's thousands of miles away from me because I live in Florida. So I wasn't able to always be there with her as she was going through treatments and things like that. So she had to rely on the kindness of strangers. And I don't even know what that is from, but I know it's some old movie or a really good book or something. But anyway, but she actually had to rely on the kindness of her friends and her coworkers at the studio where she practiced massage therapy. And they would help her out. Sometimes they would give her rides to the oncology center when she would get chemotherapy. They would help her out by bringing over food when she was too sick to cook. And she, at one point, and she prided herself on being a very independent woman, and that didn't rely on a lot of people. And so I know one time she had said, damn, it's like, really, it took me getting cancer to be able to actually be more social and be able to, have friends over and to talk to them. And, because again, as they were helping her, but she would also then, having people come over and keep her company too. And, she's like, this wasn't really, I could have maybe couldn't I have gotten this lesson a different way, God, instead of getting cancer, but, we don't always know why these things happen the way they do. But I think she was deeply grateful that, number one, that she had friends and coworkers who cared enough about her to support her. Sorry, I'm getting a little teary-eyed remembering this. Yeah, because unfortunately, she passed away almost 2 years ago now. And I still miss her every day. She was my big sister. And, for me, there's a lot of lessons in gratitude for that situation as well, because I was grateful that I have a job, a business that allowed me the flexibility to be able to fly out to Arizona and spend time with her. I mean, I was sometimes upwards of a month out there with her. But as long as I had Wi-Fi connection, which I did in the house, I was able to still do my work. I was able to write blog articles and write web copy for my clients because I had, because I had that. So I was so grateful, because if I worked a 9-to-5 job, I would have been in really deep trouble. I mean, I might have had to take like a leave of absence from the job or something, or might have had to quit altogether or something, or use up all my vacation time or something, to be able to go out there and spend the time with my sister, when she really needed me. Because sometimes, cancer makes you cranky. I'm going to say it flat out. And a lot of times her friends were like, Gloria, when are you coming out? We love your sister, but we just can't manage it anymore. She's just, she would get really frustrated because she didn't have a lot of energy, and sometimes she had trouble walking because of where the tumor was. So it was tough. So yeah, I mean, I was so grateful that I was able to do that and say, yeah, I'm booking a flight. I'll be out there next week. Hang in there. And I would go out there and spend time with her. So yeah, so that's why I say, and actually, let me add something to this, is that I think also the fact that sometimes when we do have to make sacrifices sometimes for the people that we love, but again, as long as we're doing it out of love and we're doing it out of gratitude, that the universe rewards us. I got a new client while I was out in Arizona that is still with me today. So, you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. You really, really never know. And it's so important to focus on this minute, right now. There's a book Eckhart Tolle wrote called The Power of Now, and I reread it recently. And it is, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it, because, the past is gone. We can't control that. We can't change it. It's over. It's over and done with. The future's not here yet. We don't know what's going to happen. All we really have control over right now is this minute, this second. Me being here right now speaking to you. This is what I have control over. And I am trusting that God is giving me the right words to be able to share this message with you, the importance of gratitude. And wow, I'm just really getting emotional today. Not sure why, but I guess because it's important. Maybe that's it. It is really important. So I want you to be able to, if you take anything away from any of the things that I've been talking about this last week, is just keep in mind the importance of gratitude. Having that attitude of gratitude, as they say, because it can really work wonders in your life. It makes you a happier person. It gives you more peace and joy when you can be grateful for what you have now. Because let's face it, there are a lot of people in this world who are suffering. There are a lot of people in this world who don't have things as well as you do. And the fact that, but you know what? Here's the interesting thing too, is a lot of those people who maybe aren't well off, they still have things to be grateful for. They still have things to be grateful for. And no matter where you are and what stage of life you're at, no matter how old you are, what sex you are, what gender you are, what religion you are, what political denomination you are, where you live, how much money you have or don't have. If you're breathing, if you are breathing, even if you can't walk, or even if you don't have arms, or as long as you can look and think and just be present in this world, that is enough. That is enough to be grateful for. And it can really make a tremendous difference. Now, if you would like to learn more about how to maybe do some more of this attitude of gratitude practice, and the other things that I've talked about, about how to really own your value and how to keep this flow of abundance going, I would like to invite you to go to my Love Your Life workshop. and to attend that in January, somewhere in Orlando area. Not sure where yet, but we will have a place. Trust me, we will have a place. It's going to be 3 days of experiential activities, not just lecture, but really we're going to be doing some different practices. We're going to be doing some masterminding and brainstorming and teaming up in pairs or in small groups and doing different things to help you to really let go of like the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck and to let God into your life in whatever way, however that looks for you is, I guess, the word I want to say, however that looks for you. And then be able to just learn different ways to be able to have more joy and love and happiness and success and abundance. And abundance isn't even just money, but definitely money is part of it, but an abundance of friends, an abundance of family members, an abundance of, love and all the good things in life that make you happy. How to be able to do that. So we're going to spend 3 days doing that. I am going to be with you. I am the primary speaker. It's not going to be one of these speaker fests where, you're going to have like 8 different speakers. No. There will be an opportunity for you to network with other business owners and people who are like-minded and who are really looking for ways to be able to improve their lives. And we're going to have some fun too, because I'm going to bring some music and there might be dancing. I don't know. We might do arts and crafts. I'm still working on everything, but I just know it's going to be fabulous. And right now you can actually, I'm going to change my little thing here, and I'm going to say, if you put this up here, if you go to gloriarand.com/love, you can see the landing page that has all the information about the event. And right now, I'm having an early bird special, so tickets are only $197. So $197 for 3 days is a pretty darn good deal. And I would encourage you to take advantage of it because the price is going to go up. In January, it's going to go up to $497. So this is a great time for you to save a lot of money and to be able to come to somewhere where you can feel a lot of love, frankly, and be around people who are all wanting the same thing, who are all wanting to be able to uplift their lives and have a better relationship with themselves and with their higher power. Because that is what I'm here to do right now on this earth. In the past, I've been here to do some other things, but this is my mission on this planet at the moment, right now, to do that. So I hope that you will join us. And I will see you again next week. I'm going to do another one of these live streams. Oh, and the other thing too is if you've got some benefit out of this, I encourage you to share it with your friends and on Facebook as well. And so next week, in our next one, which is going to be next Tuesday, I'm going to be sharing with you the secret to growing your business with more ease, grace, and joy. So you are not going to want to miss that. I will have some information about how you can sign up for that shortly. But I look forward to seeing you then. And until then, I'm wishing you a lot of peace, joy, and prosperity in your life and business. So take care.